Remember the facial paralysis virus Justin Bieber posted a video about a few months ago? It led to canceled concerts with really concerned fans who couldn't figure out what and how this happened. Sadly, that wasn't the end of it. It turns out the Canadian singer canceled tour dates yet again over continued health concerns. And while the Ramsay-Hunt syndrome is pretty rare, it's taking a toll on his career. First off, his health is a priority over anything else. Honestly, having the 28-year-old singer cancel the remainder of his world tour because of some ongoing medical issue is starting to get fans concerned, and the fact it seems like a recurring issue doesn't make it any better. Thankfully, Bieber has been pretty honest from the start, so it saves the media from making some pretty wild claims. Back in June of this year, he even postponed several dates on his World Justice Tour right after he was diagnosed with Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, or RHS for short, and that's just hours before taking the stage at Toronto's Scotiabank Arena. In fact, because of how delicate the situation seemed, with the video he posted on Instagram to address it, fans couldn't even be angry at their favorite singer for the canceled tour. Instead, it only made them worry about his health. Now, rewind to June, and the Canadian singer's face was partially paralyzed from the illness. Plus, according to the U.S. National Organization for Rare Diseases, RHS is typically a rare neurological disorder that causes paralysis of the facial nerve, along with a rash on the ear or mouth. Clearly, he couldn't be out doing tours with a condition like that. July seemed like a much-needed bout of fresh air as he announced the world tour was going to continue. But all was good right until his recent statement, where Justin shared that the physical and mental stress seemed to be a lot. Coming up, it seems like there's nothing but more hurdles coming in the way of Justin's tours. Honestly, it's not great to see him pulling the plug on dozens of performances, but nothing's more important than health, right? Sadly, it's not the first time this happened, because after a bunch of COVID-related delays, the Peaches singer was set to kick off his tour in March, but it looks like fate had something else planned for him with his diagnosis of RHS back in June. Now, the illness, which affects facial nerves, prompted Bieber to postpone the US leg of the tour, but that didn't stop him from picking up things back in July, as he was scheduled to perform in South America, the Middle East, South Africa, Europe, Asia, New Zealand, and Australia through March 2023. At the same time, he hadn't yet rescheduled the North American dates that were postponed in June, and upon his return, he even shared an emotional message with his audience where he thanked them for having him back and later wrote on Instagram that he'd miss being on stage. The tour was in support of his sixth studio album, Justice, which came out in March 2021, which unfortunately couldn't get itself an uninterrupted string of dates. And while he's taking a temporary break from tours again, the remainder of the Justice World Tour is set to go on until March of 2023, with stops in 10 countries. Let's look at his Justice World Tour announcement. The 28-year-old singer's been pretty clear from the start. Earlier this year, he went public about his battle with RHS and even showed how his face was partially paralyzed. And even after a lot of rest and doctor's visits, he returned to Europe to try to continue the tour and return the love his fans have shown him. Unfortunately, while he gave everything he had to the people in Brazil, right when he got off stage, the exhaustion got to him and he realized he needed to make his health a priority now. And while he addressed this in his announcement, he also mentioned the break is just temporary and it's just so he gets the rest he needs to get better. Adding to that, he said, "Thank you for your prayers and support throughout all of this. I love you all passionately." With that said, there are at least 70 shows left on tour, and while we're hoping for the best, fans are also starting to check their point of ticket purchase, asking for refunds. Because of the way things are, we're not sure if there's another cancellation coming up. What's more, Baldwin Bieber suffered her own health scare recently. Just a few months ago, Baldwin revealed that she was having breakfast with her husband Justin just like any other day. Then suddenly, she started noticing some stroke-like symptoms too and was taken to the hospital immediately. And while that seems pretty scary, the doctors confirmed that she had suffered a very small blood clot in her brain, which even led to a lack of oxygen. Thankfully, her body was able to pass the blood clot on its own, but she recovered completely within a few hours. Although just a few hours, that was still pretty scary, and it just seems like the couple needs to take a step back and reevaluate everything going on. It's clear they haven't been getting enough rest, or perhaps something else has led to the rise in some serious medical complications that are starting to get in the way of their careers. As was the case with his recent diagnosis, Justin has been pretty open about his struggles with maintaining his mental health, and obviously something like this definitely takes a toll on you. In a GQ interview back in 2021, Justin said he felt like he had all this success and sometimes he still feels sad and in pain. The Canadian singer says he's got some unresolved issues, and while we thought the success was going to make everything okay, it didn't. It's probably why the drugs were a numbing agent for him to get through, as he mentioned in the interview. Following up, Justin is still going ahead with the Justice World world tour in Asia. Bieber fans better hold their peaches and not freak out just yet, because the Canadian singer is continuing his Asian leg of the tour despite announcing the suspension of the remaining stints. In fact, PR Worldwide, one of the agencies promoting the tour, said the Asian leg of the tour is set to continue as scheduled, and fans should stay tuned for more updates. Adding to that, they wished the singer a speedy recovery and admired his decision to put his health first, which honestly can also be impossible to do because of how you gotta keep up with the race, especially if you're a celebrity relying on social media and fans. So it looks like next month, Bieber's gonna perform in several Asian countries, including Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, India, Indonesia, the Philippines, and Japan. In fact, for all of you who are watching this video and already got tickets to his show at Bukit Jalil National Stadium on October 23rd, we only have one thing to say to you: stay believing and hang in there. Moving on to other related news. First up, Hailey talks about having babies right in the middle of health struggles. We know the couple hasn't been at their best, but it seems like they're really looking forward to the next step. They've been married for almost 4 years, and while marriage is challenging, they've cemented their position as a power couple over the years. Hailey said in an interview that while they're going through some pretty serious health issues right now, they've still got to figure out everything as it goes. In fact, she even talked about how their kids are going to come into the picture eventually, and that's going to be a whole other adventure to navigate if they're going to make that work. Having said that, despite the craziness of the past year, the couple has definitely put in the work to make their relationship prosper. Up next, fans excited to see Justin Bieber at Rock in Rio in Brazil. The couple arrived in Rio de Janeiro, and the singer was the main headlining slot at the first weekend of the Rock in Rio festival. While there were definitely rumors that Bieber is going to cancel his main headlining slot, fans were more than excited to see the singer in one of his classic looks. In fact, the show kicked off with an opening video with the digital version of the singer seemingly in space, flying around and befriending a butterfly. As it went on, he offered a deep commentary about how life is complicated, difficult, and scary, but it's also wonderful, exciting, and breathtaking at the same time. Finally, JoJo Siwa recalls Bieber telling her to burn her customized BMW. As the star rose, she didn't hold back from sharing her negative celebrity experiences, with Justin in the mix. Weeks after starting a feud with Candace Cameron Bure over a past incident, the pop star and YouTuber took it to TikTok to dig out a 2018 comment from Justin over her first car. The video got over 12 million views with the message "POV, you're Justin Bieber, and I got my first car" superimposed over the video. While the then 15-year-old celebrated her wildly colorful new BMW convertible with her face airbrushed on it, Justin simply asked her to burn it. That's a wrap for this video. How bummed are you over Justin Bieber canceling his tour dates? Do you think there's another cancellation on the way? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.